I want to have a look at this multifunction USB-C type hub. It's got HDMI, VGA, USB 3, TF and SD card reader, and also it has an Ethernet connection on it, I believe. And any of these things might be quite useful. You tend to only find these features on hubs which have a C-type connector, but unfortunately you seldom find a C-type connector on a Windows laptop. But what you can buy, which I happen to have one of, is these little A to C connectors. And the Apple things, of course, tend to have C-type outlets on them, and most modern phones have a C-type outlet on them as well. So I'm just going to have a look and see what I can do with this hub with various different pieces of equipment I happen to have. Get the hub out and have a look at it while the laptop's booting up. So you get a little flying lead which you can plug into your laptop. So to start with, I'm going to try it with the laptop, so I'll plug it into the A to C connector. C-type connectors, it doesn't matter which way up you put them, they can be either way up. So here we have a C-type output, VGA output, HDMI output, Ethernet, two A-socket USB 3 connections, a TF card and an SD card. Now I use the both the TF card and an SD card in my wildlife cameras. I haven't currently got any data on either of them, but I might try popping one of the cards in just to show that I can read it in a minute. So the computer has now started up. So what I can now do is I'll plug this in to a USB port. There's a little cover here. Presumably you can put things that you might find useful in here, like for example my A to C connector would fit in there, or a memory card or anything like that. It's holding in place magnetically. That's quite nice. You can see the little magnets on both sides. So that's quite a useful little secret hidey hole for stuff. The disc. And in a minute it should appear, hopefully. There we are. Removable drive H. I can't remember what's on this disc, so we'll just go into it and have a look. And it looks as if it's got a Windows install on it. So this would be an install for installing Windows. Oh, I've got a label of it. Windows 10 setup. That's a Windows. So here is a TF card plugged into it using an SD card adapter. I also plugged it in directly. They both work quite nicely, which is useful to have. So after installing the driver for the Ethernet port, I then tested the Ethernet port, as you can see. So here's my laptop. I've got the Ethernet cable plugged into the USB 3 port, and as you can see from the screen here, that's the only internet connection I've got turned. That's the only network connection I've got turned on, and my internet is very clearly live. So all good to go. By the way, I did try this HDMI cable in the HDMI connection here, but that doesn't work, and I'm pretty sure that's because this is plugged into an A-type port using an A to C adapter. The C-type port actually has some extra signals in which do enable you to use things like an HDMI cable on a USB 3 hub, but it won't work plugged into an A-type port. So until I have a computer with a C-type port, I won't be able to use that, but it's quite handy to have nonetheless, because sooner or later all PCs will have C-types.